Well, it might be a new comic book day, but I didn't get any new comics. I really tried to. I went to my local comic shop. I had my cell phone out. I was recording myself. I thought about streaming the thing. I felt like an Instagram mom, you know, documenting my life for the masses. This is what I do for this channel. But I did that, and they didn't actually have my books. I don't know why. I'm going to give them a pass, but I was going to promote my local comic shop, but it would have felt pretty bad saying, that they didn't have my books. So a little disappointing. I will wait. They're going to get it fixed. They're ordering them in. So we'll see. A few weeks, I'll get the books I should have got today. Beside the point, Marvel put this out, and I got to say, it would be nice, really nice, if Marvel Entertainment, look at this, Marvel Entertainment, this is not just Marvel Comics. This is Marvel Comics, movies, games, everything that people go to Marvel for. Then they might follow Marvel for, and they're actually promoting comics that are being sold today in shops. So kudos for that. It's a good idea. I just wish you would have been doing this more often, like every week. In fact, every week there should be a video that says, hey, here's what's in comic book shops today. Hey, here's something for you to jump into comics, but whatever. Anyway, so they made this video, and it's fine. I don't have any problems with it. There is a sleeveless Donny Cates in here somewhere. Maybe I can find him out, but basically, they just went through all the reasons, you should go check out comic book shops again. There he is, sleeveless Donny Cates. All right. So beyond that, what was interesting to me is I, went out for lunch. I didn't eat lunch. I just went out during my lunch break, decided I would go to a comic book shop, and then I stopped at a convenience store to get a beverage. Okay. So the funny thing is, going into the local comic shop, they actually I had recorded this. I'll just let it slide, but they had a table when you walk in, and it had a big old sign, and it says, here are the rules for shopping here. And here is a big tub of hand sanitizer. You will sanitize your hands, and you will stand apart from people. And I think they limited the total number of people that could be in the shop at one time, something like that. So I don't have any problems with that. That's fine. It's nothing that comic shops in particular do. But the funny thing is that they have all of this. And then I go to the convenience store, nobody's wearing a mask, and it's just like a whole lot more loosey-goosey. And I think that's because they've been open the whole time, right? So they kind of get used to the new normal, I guess. The other aspect of that, though, is take this with a grain of salt. Hope this is not too much of a tangent, but when I was in college, we did this. We did a segment on one of my classes on security theater, or the theater of security. It was, academic paperish stuff. So take it with a grain of salt. That stuff is not as accurate and always truth as it is purported to be. But it was still interesting, this particular paper, because there was some studies done on, post 9/11, all of the security at the airport. And the reason they do the security is less about actually keeping planes secure and keeping people out. But all of the whole security check-in process is actually theater to make you feel better about going on airplanes. That is what it comes down to. And there were some interesting arguments for it. Obviously, whatever. Take it with a grain of salt. But I have to say, as I look at all of this, I have to think that a lot of this is theater, security, sanitary theater. I don't know, for comic shop customers to be able to go into a comic book shop, get what they want, and feel safe, feel like they're not going to get sick. It's not a bad thing. I mean, I feel like it's kind of where we have evolved at this point, and shops are just going to be kind of doing that sort of thing. So, again, I'm not being negative on it. I'm just saying that it's kind of funny, and I suspect that as a few months go by, things are going to get a little bit more loose, because that's just human nature for you at work. All right, so beyond that, Great. I'm happy places are selling comics. I hope, sincerely, I hope that comic book shops and sales skyrocket and we hit some kind of a new golden age of comics where everyone's buying comics and the world is la la happy pretty. I hope that's the case. But I don't think so. I think things have changed drastically. It's interesting to see how many comics came out indie comic wise during this time that the big publishers were not really putting out comics. I think that means something. Also, I'm interested to see what IndieCron sales numbers are. Was Todd McFarlane correct in that people lose their habit? They get out of the habit, they fall out of buying new comic books. Was that enough time for that to happen? So time will tell. I can only speculate, but of course, I do. Obviously, I hope that things do well. I hope that Diamond just sells tons and makes tons of money, but I also hope that competitors show up and are able to spot the weaknesses that have already been demonstrated and exploit them and take advantage of them. So that's the plan. So thanks very much for watching the video. Appreciate it. If you have not backed Downcast, there we go. Check it out. We're at 36,000, guys. We're still climbing. I'd love to hit the 800 backer mark. That would just be fantastic. And I've just got big plans for the future. I'm not going to inundate comic books. I feel like there's so many comic books out there, but I do want to focus on doing my best possible work, putting out the best possible books into the world so that I compete with this market, the same kind of market that I can go out to. You drive across the city, try to buy your books that you put on hold. They're not even there because they're indie books. And really, it's just a diamond outlet for you to buy from DC and Marvel. That's all it comes down to. I'm interested in competing in that market on a level of quality. So that's the goal. So appreciate you all. Thank you very much. And I will see you next time.